Hello and welcome everyone back to another brand new MotoGP 22 career mode video. Now today we are off to Jerez, my favourite track on this planet that we call the Earth. I've loved this track for so many years and it is a crucial point in my Moto2 season. We've had 3 podiums out of 5 races including 2 DNFs, so we had a horrific last episode. I was finished with the game, I was done. I wanted to uninstall it, I never wanted to play it again, I was finished with it. But we have pulled ourselves out of the trenches to come to Jerez, and this will be a massive point of my season. I have to perform well here. I have to win, really, is the way I look at it. So we're going to give it everything, see can we get our second victory of the season in the Moto2 class. Let's join me after free practice 3. So once again, the end of free practice and we have pace. Now we were 2.2 seconds quicker than Canet, who ended up the session down in 13, so he's quite a bit off the pace judging by free practice. We're a good bit quicker than everyone else in the field. Let's hope this actually is our genuine pace and that we have a good race pace and stuff as well. I felt good. I will say this was on power 2 on medium tires, so I definitely can go quicker than that. I could reckon I could do probably a sub 1 minute 41 anyway. I could definitely get into the 40s, so it'll be interesting to see what the race pace is like, especially in the hot conditions in the race, whether I'll be able to do it for a full race. Up to the line we come to start our lap. Let's hope we don't get anyone coming out of the pits at a bad time, because they have a habit of coming out onto the racing line. We're in touch deep. Missed my brake marker looking at the area in the pit lane. Apparently Sam Lowe's with a 43.0's top. That should be pretty easy to beat with soft tires in power 3. Even with a poor turn 1 like that, I should be pretty comfortably under that lap time. You can see already 0.7 under with a mistake in turn 1, so we're well on course for a provisional pole with this lap so far. Into Danny Pedrosa's corner we come, 1.4, we're up by, we're in deep though. Cannot get this bike stopped. Using all of the curb. Way wide there. So the bike definitely feels better in a race simulation around here than it does under full time attack. Doesn't react well to being pushed. More time found in that sector. Soft tires are just not working in these temperatures really. Taking a lot of curb, front on the move, have to risk it on a qualifying lap. Probably didn't really need to risk it with the gap I have, but I wanted as fast of a lap time as I could. I wanted 40 was the target. And we've done it pretty comfortably, massively under. We're 2.7 seconds ahead of P2. I'm fairly confident that will be pole position. So we end up on pole by 2.479 seconds. Over Cestino Vietti, a rider you haven't really seen much of this season. Cambodia rounding out the front row. Now my championship challengers, Sam Lowe's and Aaron Canet, are P11 and P16. So Canet mightn't even score points at his home race, and Sam Lowe's is outside the top 10. So anything could really happen with them. So I'm fairly confident I can win this one. We're going to do our absolute utmost to get a good start and get a couple of clean laps out front if we can. And we'll see where the race takes us from there. Right, big gamble, as you can see. Medium rear. Now both my teammate Alco has gone medium. Most people have gone for at least a hard front. I've gone for a hard front just because I feel like I could be able to ride on it, but I want the extra grip of a medium because I'd rather try and get away at the start if it is possible and have to deal with them later. But majority of the grid on hard, which is interesting and was predicted by Gavin Emmett. Right then, the launch here is critical. This where the medium tyre will help me most. 5 red lights, and that's a very good launch off the line by Cestino Vietti. But we should and do lead into turn 1. Nice swooping line through the apex. Okay, a couple of qualifying laps now instantly out of the box here need to be done. Going to use up a lot of fuel early, I reckon. Just get the fuel load down, get a gap open up. It's a big risk because we make any mistake, we'll be in the gravel. Also, I have not tested this hard front, so it could be very, very bad. Already half a second open up at the front. Run deep. Oh, it does not stop. This hard front just feels so hard. Kind of stating the obvious there, I know, but geez, it just felt like nothing was going on. I had no braking performance. Even with that mistake, we still pulled out half a second in that sector somehow. Right, let's ignore the gaps now and just focus on nailing apexes. We'll check over the line what the gap is. That's where it counts. It's this sector here now. I'm most worried about the hard front. You need a bike to turn, and usually a hard tyre just takes away that bit of edge, grip and feeling through the fast stuff. But didn't feel too bad through there that time. Up the line we have a nice gap, it's about 1.1. Rear tyre temps look good. It's not as easy to get it stopped out the hard front for whatever reason. It doesn't feel like I can push it as much. There's a massive difference between Power Mode 3 and 2 around this track for some reason. I have to use it strategically. A lot of mid-low speed corner exits. Also, though, we can't afford to cook the rear tyre, as that was a bit of a gamble. I'll brake a bit earlier. Better that time. Again, we'll have a look at the gap over the line and see we have 8 laps of this beautiful Jerez de la Frontera circuit. The Spanish Grand Prix for many years, one of the riders' favourites, my personal favourite track in the world. And we are doing exactly what I wanted. Get my championship back on track. Now, in the cross line, I will have a look for Sam Lowes and Aaron Canet. But I just want to focus now solely on my riding early on in this race. So it's nearly 2 seconds. I don't see either in the top 8, which is good for me. 41.5, that's quicker than they've been going all weekend. I really shouldn't be getting caught with that, but that was a mistake into 1. But we did pull more time into turn 1. Gap is well above 2 seconds now. So tyres don't feel bad. Front feels a bit wandery, but the pace is still very strong. But the main worry was an overheating rear tyre, but we look like we so far are managing that quite well. It's not wearing dramatically quick either, so we should be okay. Oh, again, just does not stop. I have 0 braking performance from this hard front. But because the eye brakes so early into the old dry sat corner now known as Danny Pedrosa, I can make up so much time even when I run wide. It looks like Vietti and Co have crashed, because it's Augusto Fernandez now up into P2. And Philip Salic, Agoras and Vietti, Bobenstein are all gone backwards. There was some crash indicators come up in the top left. I couldn't see exactly who it was. Judging by how close they were over the previous few laps, I'm judging it is them. I'll try and get a look at that at the end of the race, but for now we're just focusing on getting this one to the line. So far, we're just about getting it done. Our performance in the heavy braking zones is pretty much the difference. Oh, and Acosta's gone down now, so it looks like the hot weather in Jerez here is starting to bite some of the Moto2 fields, so let's hope we don't see Sam Lowes and Aaron Canet move their way up the field. But coming around now to start the penultimate lap. Just under 2 seconds at the moment, but like I said, the fast stuff, the AI are quicker. It's the heavy braking zone, turn 1, turn 6 is where I make most of my time. Currently holding the fastest lap of the race, but Augusto Fernandez might be about to change that. Penultimate lap time. Medium rear tire is a bit worn, and that's Aaron Canet in P8 who's just gone down. ACAN, that's Aaron Canet, I believe, must be. Saying that he's not going to lose much time because of the stupid respawn times. But you would hope he drops out of the points at least. If he doesn't score points today, I should lead the championship. I'm 22 points behind unless someone can jump the two of us, but considering I'm in P2 and it's 22 points, I should be able to get right on his tail now, but we still have a job here to do. And we're pretty much scheduled for our personal best. Pace has been pretty consistent. The hard tyre isn't really a factor at the moment. Might be costing me a bit of corner speed through the fast stuff, because that is definitely where the AI are pulling time back on me. But I wonder, is this me not committing to the corners as much, or is it more down to the AI just having OP corner speed as always? But into the final corner for the penultimate time. We're going to set another fast lap, just about, I reckon. Drop down into the 40s almost, a 41.3. So, final lap, it's just time to bring this home as I make my first mistake of the race. It's 2 seconds back to Augusto Fernandez. That's Kubo, I think, who just crashed again. So, turn 1 looks like it's a bit of a hot spot. I'm trying to look at the tower to my left. I can't tell who's there, so yeah, none of my championship rivals look to be there. Justino Vietti, after a crash, apparently is back into P2. 1.5 is the gap. Burn a good bit of fuel now down the back straight. I'm just trying to bridge that gap a touch into Danny Pedrosa corner. They're braking pretty well there. It's going to make this a real aggressive V. Turn it with the rear. And gain us a good half a second. He's just there though, so any slip ups and we could still lose this one. But we're not going to. We're going to bring this one home. I have full confidence. We have been the quickest all weekend. As always in the race, they find silly pace on tyres that just shouldn't be able to do it. But this weekend, it's all about us. After DNF, last time out, thanks to the AI, this weekend we stayed well away from them, and we're going to come home and earn a very, very nice 25 points for our day's work. Into the final corner we come. Jorge Lorenzo corner for the final time. Gacking out to 1.6, 1.4, but it's not going to be enough. It's victory in Jerez. So then, where did my championship rivals finish? So, P14 for Sam Lowes and Aaron Kennett out of the points. Do you know what that means? We are now the new championship leaders. We lead by 3 points. Jesus, Sam Lowes drops right down to P5. He drops way down the championship. Realistically, there's about 6 riders within a race victory. Sam Chantra just 2 points outside the race win distance away from myself. So this championship could still go either way, but I'm delighted to come back with such a good strong performance at my favourite track, and now we lead the championship.
Like this, it will be difficult for his rivals to keep up with him.
So pretty much the perfect weekend. Pole, fastest lap, and led every lap of the race, coming home with a lovely 25 points. Of course, in a week's time we'll go to Le Mans and we will get our first engine upgrade. Now I am also considering maybe if I could just belt on one of these. So if we have 1 week left on that, I'm going to see can I get some people. I'm going to automatically sign some people. That'll make it 4 weeks. And then we'll see what that does to the engine. That comes up to 10 weeks, which is not okay. So I need to put everything back here. So I'm going to automatically put back everyone. That's suspended. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm going to just stick everyone back on to get it down to 1 week. Okay, don't need you. So what's it at the moment? 2 weeks. So yeah, I do need that extra guy. So yeah, 1 week, everyone on it. It is quite important because it looks like, especially out of the corners, we're losing so much time. We make it up all on the front end on the way in. It's pretty risky. It's very similar to how to ride the Moto 3 bike. I didn't enjoy it that much. I thought this year was slightly better with the Moto 2 that I didn't have to rely on it as much, but so far it looks like the AI still have ridiculously OP corner exit traction compared to me, and just they can put so much more power down, and at the moment that is really haltering me. So we have the frame on kind of back order. We will get to that eventually, but for now I'm going to leave it there. Next time up we will go to France in Le Mans in a week's time. We have a nice little break there now before we go off to France. But I hope you have enjoyed today's one. Just want to say thank you for all the support on the channel lately. You have been absolutely killing it with the views and likes and the subs. So just want to say a massive thanks to everyone who's tuning into these episodes. And thanks for myself. Catch you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.